We're good.
Hi everybody. We'll give everybody just a few minutes to hop on and join. It takes about 30 to 45 seconds, so we'll give us just a few minutes and then we'll get started. Are you excited?
Yeah, I always enjoy this question and answer session, and it's always a pleasure to see that we are bringing value to people.
Yep. We need to think of a nice title for these episodes. We should ask the viewers to give us some names of what we could name our live Q&As.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, no, we should. Okay, so we are going to jump right in. That way we can answer all of your questions because we've got some really great questions today to answer. If you are watching it live and you do have any questions, just make sure you send them in the comments and we will try to address them during this episode. So, have you had a chance to look at any of the questions?
No, I know you tried to send it to me.
That's okay. I have them.
No, I know. I'm just going to get my drink.
Make yourself. Come on.
All right. You carry on.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Okay. Jeffrey from Dallas, Texas asks, who is the most ideal person for your program?
So that's a very good question. The program is 3 prongs. So one is health, second is wealth, and third is wisdom. So I will give criteria for each one who will be an ideal individual. In all 3 cases, the fundamental requirement is that you must be determined. If you're not determined and you're just going to take it as a leisurely stroll on the park, this is not the program for you. This is not the program for people think it's an easy walk in the park and they will achieve something. This is truly for the diehards who truly wants to make it happen. So let's take each one in its own face value. On the health, so what do we define health program as? We define health program as maintaining ideal body weight, controlling any abnormal lab work like high cholesterol or your sugar, etc., and then controlling chronic conditions like high blood pressure, heart disease, respiratory disease, in some cases cancer, etc., etc. And last part is addiction to nicotine, addiction to marijuana, although it's about to get nationalized across the nation, so I don't know how we're going to distinguish between somebody who is abusing marijuana versus just taking it, but that's a discussion for a different day. But all of this, if you fall into any of this category and you've tried everything and you failed, then this is the program for you. This is not the program for just a beginner who can get things done simply by going to any, there are lots of programs which will help you on this.
Yeah.
But this is a program for the diehard who truly wants to accomplish, and he has tried a bunch of things and hasn't worked, and now they want to put discipline in their life, and then that's where we come in play, and we'll make it happen for you, as long as you're determined and willing to do what it takes to get there. On the wealth side, we define wealth as, am I okay to carry on?
Yeah, no,
on
please.
the wealth side, we define wealth as learning to live within your means, and then expand your means so you can extend your living to better standards. So if you fall into the category where you are not living within your means, this program is for you. If you are determined to extend your means, this program is for you. Again, discipline comes along with this program. It's very, very important that you are determined, and we will test it. We will actually put you through a mental evaluation program with one of our psychiatry section of our program. Will make sure that you are really ready to go through this program. We are not looking for mass here. We are looking for 100% success. So we are only going to take people who we believe will actually make this work. This is not primarily a money-making program. This is to change people's lives. So I rather have one person whom I can make a change versus 1,000 people collect some money and there's no change.
Right.
And the last piece is the wisdom. Anybody in your circle, close circle who can make you permanently unhappy, then this program is for you. We can help you figure this out and how to defeat that person to make you permanently unhappy. And if you have all three needs, then you need all three.
The 12 months.
All three two programs. I hope I answered it.
Yeah, no, it was really good. And I think from Alan from Richland, Texas, this falls into your question. He's asking, how do I decide what program is best for me and not get overwhelmed and quit at the very beginning?
Trust me, we won't let you get in if you're going to quit. we are going to scrutinize everybody so closely, and then that's why we have a separate program. If somebody whom we feel they will quit, we'll put them in an advisory program. Micah has already put it on the website, and then you can learn more about it. And I'm sure she's going to talk a little bit more about it today too. But there is no reason to be overwhelmed because it's a step-by-step program. It's not that standard program anywhere in the country or the world you find that either they take you on their wings for a few days and you pay a large amount of money and then you're on your own, or they give you a e-program, e-worksheet that you work on internet and self-help kind of situation. We not only design the program for you, we stay with you till you accomplish the goals. So as long as you're determined, we'll stay with you. But I can't help if the self-determination is not there, and that's something where we have a psychiatric division there to help you. So while you're going through this program, we are going to have significant amount of help available to you where it will keep your focus and then get the accomplishment done.
Yeah, and I think something that's really great about the program too is, like he says, we're with you throughout the entire program, but we're with you after the program as well. It's not like once you hit your goals, there's always going to be more goals that you're wanting to accomplish and things like that. And when you sign up for the program and you go through the program, you're building that lasting relationship with Doc and his team. And that lasting relationship is what changes your life. And it's not just come, take it, and be done with it once you get there. It's how can we take it even further after that? Which answers some of the questions. A lot of the questions we have today are people who have filled out the pre-qualification forms, who have filled out the applications, or have really dove in to try to figure out the program. So we have a question. His name, and I apologize if it's a female, but it's Meyer in Walton, Florida. It says, I filled out the pre-qualification, and I saw on the form it might be required for me to stay in a hotel. Can you expand more on this? I want to do the full 12-month if I am approved.
Yeah, this is a very good question. And Micah, this also gives us an opportunity. All these questions related to the program, we probably should put in an FAQ.
Yeah.
So the next generation of applicants don't have to ask the same questions. But to address this question here, yes, you may or may not be required to stay in the hotel. And what was the exact question? Sorry.
They're just asking, it might be required that I stay in a hotel. Can you expand on more of why?
So, one of the things I strongly believe, and that's very few people have mentioned on the weight loss program, that it is not, contrary to the belief that people say, oh, it's your discipline, it's your willpower, it's what you eat, it's how you do this is important, and that really brings the success. I don't necessarily disagree with those statements, but I don't think that this is the only reason you will get success. On the contrary, I do believe that access to food must be limited to be successful in weight loss, and that's why we recommend staying in the hotel. So if you can manage this, some people have a very strong discipline. They just were wandering on the street, not knowing where to go. Mm-hmm. So if you can find them give them a little direction, and they get their discipline by themselves, they don't need to stay in the hotel. Mm-hmm. But if the discipline isn't there, then we will recommend that we put them in the hotel, take the food away from them, and that probably will be important. And that depends. You can maybe there for a few days, you may be there for a few weeks, you may go back and try and come back again. These are all individually tailored programs. Similarly, if you take the control of blood pressure, or if you take the opioid or any other kind of addiction, we may have to put you in a, if you don't want to go to the halfway house, I normally call it, we can put you in the hotel and do this. So it all is individualized solution.
Yeah, so, and it also determines where you're at in your plan. So once you go through and you filled out the pre-qualifications, you fill out everything. If you are approved for the program, what happens next is doc goes through it and decides what type of program is best for you. And depending on your needs, depending on your desires, what goals you're trying to accomplish determines the plan that he creates. So if it is, like you were just saying, if it is somewhere where you do need more guidance or you need somebody that is kind of helping you and coaching you through this, the hotel is the option for that. It takes you out of the places of your normal habits, brings you into a place where these habits are going to be crushed, they will go away, and you have guidance and you have support to help you do that. So it's not necessarily required, like he was saying, it's just a part, and it depends all on your program. And it's a very customized program. Nobody will have the same exact program, and that's why the pre-qualification forms are very important. Do you have anything else on that one?
No, that's
okay.
Very clear.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Oh, this was another kind of question that we've had this question asked probably 3 to 4 times in the last 3 weeks. With your 12-month program, can you have a full-time job and still complete it? And that's from Destiny in Irving, Texas.
That is the idea. From day one till the 365th day and for the rest of your life, I always have believed that all these things should be simultaneous. Nobody should think that I'm doing one piece, I'm done, and then I can go back to what I was doing before. Then we're going to defeat the purpose. This becomes a change of lifestyle. So the idea is we will try to incorporate this program as much as we can to still let you live your normal life, normal job, etc., and then still accomplish that. And then again, since it's individualized, everybody's needs will be different. Now that we have this WFH work from home, it may be easier to accomplish than it was probably a year ago.
Yeah, no, that's good. Really quick, we have a couple of people. Doc, if you'll say hi to Tom Sawyer and M. Romo. They're watching you on LinkedIn right now, and Tom Sawyer said, Doc is not your average doctor and he's the best. And then M. Romo said he is awesome and has so much knowledge. So thank you guys for the comments and reaching out and just loving on Doc right now. This is one of the reasons why we love doing what we're doing. So back to the questions just really fast. Haley from Texas says, I've tried every diet program out there and nothing works. How will the health program help me with this, or what makes your program different? And I know we explained a little bit that at the beginning, but maybe we can dive more into what they will get with the health program.
So if this health program looks like you're looking for the component of weight loss, and there are at least $26 billion being spent every year in this area, and 85% of the people do regain whatever they've lost in the first year after the program has been stopped. And you're not the only one, so take some solace into it. And then this program is exactly designed to work around that. So the reason it will be different is the food will not be in your sight. I strongly believe that as long as the food is not in your sight, there's a very, 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 very high success rate of achieving the goal. And second, we also allow at intervals where you can, for a lack of a better word, binge. I always have believed that you can't completely forever stay on diet, and because then what's the purpose of living, right? So the program is designed certain way so that your satiety center also gets fulfilled time and again, and it comes as a reward. If you look at food as a reward and food as something as a luxury, I think life will get very simple. And on the third piece is that if there is psychological tendency. Some people, when they're happy, they eat a lot. Some people, they're depressed, eat a lot. And some people just eat a lot for no reason. Well, whatever that may be the reason, we have a psychiatric component built in where we will bring some, hopefully, I don't want to use the word psychotherapy because it's not really a therapy, but maybe a psycho-awareness of every time the fist or the fingers go to the mouth, what you should be thinking, and I do believe that when you combine strong determination with no food around, with accepting that as a lifestyle and having binges of food in between to satisfy your satiety center with psycho-awareness, I think the program has a very high likelihood of success, especially in the person who is asking this question.
And Haley, I think a lot of people have literally tried every program out there. Something else that makes this program very different is, again, the plan is tailored to you. It's tailored to your weight. It's tailored to your calories. There is a nutrition plan that comes with it. There is an exercise that comes into play, and it's very tailored to you and your needs. So depending on, where you have, I don't like to say failed, I don't like that word, but where you have struggled in the past, that's where it comes into play, where you take that into consideration and the plan is specifically for you. So that's very, very much different. A lot of places these days, it's just the same plan over and over for everybody. And a plan that works for me is not going to work for Doc. So when you fill out the information and you send everything in, he takes that into consideration and he develops it purely for you. So that's one of the biggest things that I think is very, very different about the program. Okay, so let's hop into, let me ask this question. So Brandon from Dallas, Texas, asks, how much money should you keep in a checking/savings account versus putting it into a brokerage account and allowing compound interest?
This kind of varies with each individual and what is your source of revenue is. But by and large, for a businessman, I usually say that you should keep 2 years worth of negative cash flow that you can support. Otherwise, you should not get into the business. On an individual perspective, I usually say at least 1 year worth of your living expenses, you should have it in the, I don't like putting everything in checking account because it doesn't earn any interest. So you should probably put it in a savings account or some other source of fixed income vehicle and then take the money out into checking account each month of how much money we need. But in short, the answer is if you are employed by somebody and you're getting regular paycheck, you should have 1 year's worth of your expenses that if you get laid off or if you lose the job that you can survive. That also gives you enough time to find another job. But if you're in a business, then you probably need 2 years worth of negative cash flow situations, because business could be ruthless many times. And I do believe that, and I'm just throwing some numbers, there is no study behind it, but my personal observation is that 60 to 70% of the businesses which fail, they didn't fail because the planning was wrong. They didn't fail because the idea was wrong. They didn't fail because the person who was running was wrong. They just did not have the ability to stand erect when the times were bad. And if you can just weather through that downturn, and you will come out ahead. And because many things in our society is cyclical. It all depends on the interest rate, and it all depends on corporate profits, and it all depends on jobs, and that's all cyclical. And when the cycle goes down, if you can just stand tall and then continue funding that business, and the cycle goes up, you'll do just fine. That's why I recommend 2 years worth of negative cash flow in the bank. Yes.
That's good. That's good. We had somebody on Instagram, so at Taking Back My Life XX92, He says, hi there, Doc. I'm a new follower, so thank you for following. Make sure you're following all the channels. That was my plug-in. But also says, I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit more about your program. And I'll answer that. Is that okay?
Please.
So we have several different programs. It's the 30, 60, 90, or it's the 12-month program. It's in the 3 areas of health, wealth, and wisdom and relationships. If you will go over to bharatsinghani.com, click on courses, you will have all of the information available to you right there to answer all your questions. And then you can also go to the YouTube channel, which we have tons of videos on that explains all parts of the modules as well. And if you have any other questions after that, just reach out to us and feel free, and we will answer any questions that you have specifically around the program if you don't get your answers from that specifically. But thank you so much for sending that in. We appreciate all the comments that are coming in. Really fast. Oh, another person sent in and said, what are you drinking?
I drink normally caffeine-free Diet Coke, but I can't find it anymore.
Wow.
So right now I'm drinking Diet Coke with caffeine, and most of my friends and my family says, you are already drunk. Why do you need any more caffeine? So
wait, you drink caffeine-free Diet Coke.
Right.
So attention, Coca-Cola. We're looking for caffeine-free Diet Coke. So if anybody has any, send it to us and we'll get it to them. Yeah, people are
because
asking.
it has 0 calories, and it doesn't have any caffeine, anything else, and it tides me over not to eat anything for the next 2 to 3 hours. So in between my food, I like to take this, and then it helps me not think about food.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I love food, like everybody else.
Yes, your wife is an unbelievable cook.
Yes, she's unbelievable.
Yes, so if you don't want to eat a lot, don't hang out with Doc's wife because her cooking is amazing. Kelly from Tennessee wants to know, what do you think about intermittent fasting? Does it work?
Intermittent fasting is a good solution for temporary results. And it's defined many ways. There's even a long-term basis. If you properly define it and you have proper food that is available in the rest of the time, it's perfectly fine. And yes, it does work. Listen, everything works that allows you not to put food in your mouth. So whatever that is, ultimately it works. As long as you don't make it up on the time you start eating after the intermittent period is over. So that is more important than the actual fasting period. Fasting period, a lot of people will get by, but they make it up when the time is up. So again, if you really want to be successful in intermittent fasting, go ahead and do it. But the time when you're supposed to eat, don't let any food around you except what you are determined to eat, and you'll be successful.
Yeah, it all goes back to discipline again. Like everything, discipline with your finances, discipline with your food and health and wealth, it all goes back to discipline. Which people like, I would love to be more disciplined in several areas of my life, and it's one of those things that you just have to make your mind up and you have to get there.
Well, again, we can define discipline many ways. It is how important you think it is in your life.
Yeah.
And most of us don't give enough credence of these 3 things I mentioned about, and then our trajectory goes in a different direction. We all have 24 hours in a day, and we all have, some have a little more energy than the others, but at least we have a base level, we all have same amount of energy. It's how do you want to deploy that energy, and which direction you want to go, and how you want to spend the 24 hours in a day is very, very important. And Smita, my wife, always says, I always see you get up in the first thing in the morning and exercise. How do you do that? And I said, because I don't like to exercise, I just want to get it out of my life. And then rest of the day I feel great.
Yeah.
And so my recommendation to people that whatever you don't like, but you really need to do, just do it first thing in the morning. then you don't have any excuse, and rest of the day you'll feel like $1 million.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's at Shruti, please forgive me if I said that wrong, on Instagram said, it was great hearing about your tips for new lifestyles and diets. Thank you so much for taking time. So just thank you for commenting and thank you for watching. Like, this has been awesome. Let's ask a couple more questions. We have time for maybe 2 more. Let's see. Okay, so this is a great question that we both can answer, but it says, Brenda from Wyoming, what if I am not approved for any of your programs? How can I still get to be coached by you?
Yeah, next time you want to say Wyoming, just say Wyoming, not say Wyoming.
Wyoming.
You will
Wyoming.
really, you will really offend her.
Sorry, Brenda.
But that's okay. So what was the question again?
Okay, hold on. If I'm not approved for any of your programs, how can I still be coached by you?
Yeah, and you can probably answer that better than I do, but we do have a separate program for the people who are going to get approved for, or not approved for the program. And trust me, there are not many people going to get approved for the program because we're not looking for mass. We are looking for quality that can stay. And we not only that they need to have a determination to stay, second, we must also feel that there will be a measurable difference that we can make. But go ahead and answer the question.
Yeah, and also something that's really important is I don't want people to look at the approved word in a negative manner. The heart behind this program is so you get the results and that it's a great fit for you. We don't want, again, like Doc was saying, we don't want mass volumes to be in this program because then it's just another program that's out there trying to do what every other program is. We want to make sure that it is a great fit for you. We want to make sure it's a great fit for you and a great fit for Doc's program because we don't want to waste your time, your energy, your money, whatever that may be. And so when you hear the word approved, it's not like you're just not approved for the program. It's just not the best fit for you right this second. So we took that into consideration and we developed the advisory program. The advisory program is still another option. So there's several different things you can do. You can do the mentorship program. You can do the 30, 60, 90 in either one of those modules that you're wanting. You can sign up for the full 12-month program, or if it's not a good fit for you, there's an advisory program that you can sign up for. If you go to the website, sign up for the advisory program, and that will offer you coaching, one-on-one coaching through emails and conversations that happen. There's that option. Let's say this is not the good time for you to do any of those options. You can sign up for Doc's newsletters and his videos, and you can get all the coaching from there. Every video that Doc does right now is very much a one-on-one coaching moment, and you can use that into every area of your life. So I think that's...
No, that sums it up, and Micah doesn't want me to talk a lot about...
Do you see Prince?
Yeah. Oh.
Prince joined.
But she doesn't want me to talk a lot about this, but that's what builds me who I am. As some of you know, and most of you may know, that I'm basically a cardiologist and developed a practice with about 70,000 patients in the practice. And we maintained one thing, and that probably is the only cardiologist in the world, we had a money-back guarantee. And we always told the patient that if you're not satisfied with our work, you can always take your money back. And a lot of my patients who will see this video or are listening, they will vouch for this, that I personally hand over them the letter which allows them to claim the credit for any reason or no reason. And we want to do the same thing here. We are so proud of this program that we only will take money from people whom we believe that will be beneficial to them. And if they don't think we benefited them, the money will be returned back. This is totally a program that is designed to accomplish results, and there's no other motive behind it except getting the right results for you.
Right. No, and it's really good. And then the last thing was something that several people have asked. Have you ever considered doing a webinar on teaching some of the ways of your program right now to where people could sign up for the webinar, pay for the webinar? Is it something that you would ever consider?
This program is in evolution, and that's why we ask everybody to be patient with us. We are learning with you. You are teaching us how to run this program. The idea is very solid and it's very defined. The implementation has been a process, and then finally we found Micah and her company, and I said his because I got another Micah who is behind the screen here, so I got two Micahs in one.
He's blessed. He has two Micahs.
in one company. So the 8 Crowd Marketing has done a phenomenal job, and so please bear with us in our responses, our website. We believe you're the best web designers, but sometimes they sleep and miss out a code, and your application may get stuck. I haven't heard that for a while now, so it looks like things are getting better. So yes, of course we'll do webinar, and as far as the money goes, money just gives us the comfort that the person is serious about participating in the program or the webinar, etc., etc. The money will all go into building the program up and help other people who get the same benefit as you're getting. So short answer is yes, we are open to all of these things. Let us just build the base. Let us first prove it to the world that what has worked for me personally and what has worked for people who are around me who has followed this program in a non-official manner. We do it officially. We have certain data that we can say if you do these things, you definitely get results, and then we should definitely do online teaching classes, webinars, etc., etc.
And also going back to the YouTube channel, if you'll follow his YouTube channel, there's a lot of teachings on there right now that are very beneficial. They're really, really good. They're short clips. They'll answer questions. So, and then if you have more questions, just send it to us. Before we leave Sumner in California, we didn't get to your question, but I'm going to send it to Doc and we're going to answer it for you, and I will personally email and get it over to you. So everybody, thank you so much for sending in all of your questions and all the comments. It's been fun. Make sure you continue to react. If you are not following all the social platforms, make sure you're doing that. The more you follow, the more information and education you will get. And then make sure you send us more questions. Our next Q&A, we will have a special guest, somebody that is on the program that's helping Doc with the program. And so just make sure you follow. And then if you do have any other questions, oh, we had another comment that said we want to see the new cat.
The cat is on mine.
I think he left. But yes.
Next time maybe.
Yes, we'll have, his name is Prince. So we will have Prince maybe next time. But again, thank you so much. We value your time. We thank you for joining. Thank you for spending time and answering all the questions. And yeah, we will see you guys next time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Bye.